Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
This is a victory. 4 years ago, I told the Department of Corrections that they would never forget the name Jonathan Lancaster. And I promised my brother at his grave that I would fight to see them held responsible. And today that day has come.
A sister reacts to breaking new charges against prison employees in the death of her brother.
Jonathan Lancaster was strapped to a prison restraint chair for more than 4 hours. He was found unresponsive and not breathing. Thanks for being here with us at 6. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillion. Tonight, 8 people who worked inside the Michigan Department of Corrections are charged with felonies. All 8 were employed at the Alger Correctional Facility in Munising in 2019. Local 4 investigator Karen Drew exposed this case, and now Karen, the family of Jonathan Lancaster, has been fighting for charges for years. Why now?
Well, Attorney General Dana Nessel took a close look at the case and felt that this was clearly beyond crime and punishment, and felt there was enough evidence to prove this tragedy could have been prevented if these MDOC workers did their job. Like you said, all 8 now are charged. This is big news. This normally doesn't happen, including a former acting warden, a former assistant deputy warden, 4 registered nurses, and 2 corrections officers.
Overwhelmed to say the least, honestly. I have no words right now, honestly, for how I'm feeling.
Danielle Dunn reacts moments after the news is shared. 8 people are being charged in her brother's death after he lost more than 50 pounds in 2 weeks, was restrained to a chair for more than 4 hours, and died 3 days later inside a Michigan prison.
Staff members being charged in an inmate's death here in the state of Michigan, it doesn't happen. So it's a huge relief.
We've been following this case after Lancaster died in 2019 and talked to his sister over the years.
I get a phone call from him. He's whispering in the phone. He is telling me that the officers are going to kill him. I'm going to die in here. He's moved to the observation cell, where he is then put in restraints and essentially left to die.
There's a point where they restrain him, and then there's a point he's dead. What happened in that time?
He dies in that chair.
Attorney General Dana Nessel said this death was a preventable tragedy that played out over days and under the defendant's supervision.
There is hope. There is hope, and change is coming.
Danielle has been fighting so hard. I did reach out to the MDOC asking for comment. No one's responded to my emails, my texts this afternoon, and that's pretty typical. They haven't responded much on this case.
Sure. So it really shines a light also on solitary confinement in this, Karen.
It really does, because that is a hot topic. I talked to Danielle Dunn and other families, and they're concerned about solitary confinement for the physical and mental health of these prisoners because the system isn't in place for all those safety checks. So while they have an accomplishment on this case particularly, they're going to keep fighting.
Yeah. We'll keep following it.
Yeah.
Karen, thank you.
A Warren police officer is facing criminal charges and could lose his job after video shows him attacking a suspect at the city jail right there. This happened 1 week ago in the fingerprinting room of Warren PD. Officer Matthew Rodriguez suddenly strikes the 19-year-old prisoner, throwing him to the ground. 2 other officers arrive as Rodriguez throws punches at the man as he's down. Commissioner William Dwyer says the other 2 officers kept things from getting worse and quickly reported Rodriguez to superiors. So Officer Rodriguez is on unpaid administrative leave and is charged now with misdemeanor assault and battery.
A local man is in custody in Germany, accused of pushing 2 women into a ravine, killing one of them. Happened near a tourist site in the Bavaria region of southern Germany. The man, identified as Troy Bowling, is from Lincoln Park. Sean Lay talking to people familiar with bowling. And Sean, this story is getting international attention.
Truly descending on a Lincoln Park neighborhood. Look, these girls from Illinois, college students, were pushed over that ledge. The drop was 165 feet. Kind of to show how far that is, we put Matt and our camera 165 feet away. But keep in mind, this was straight down. Absolutely awful situation. Now we have a situation where a man from Lincoln Park is under arrest for that. People here are reacting this way.
And then you hear this and it's like, what? It just didn't seem possible.
Neighbors here on Cleveland Avenue in Lincoln Park are blown away that a next-door neighbor named Troy Bowling has been arrested in Germany for a horrifying attack on 2 college students. Bowling living here with his brother, Donna, living right next door.
Well, I was totally shocked because the brothers that I know next door are friendly and nice, and helpful. They shovel my snow in the winter.
But police say it was Troy Bowling who allegedly tried to sexually assault Naperville, Illinois native Eva Liu at this German tourist attraction, a castle. Liu was there with her friend Kelsey Chang on a trip of a lifetime after graduating college. Police say it was Bowling who pushed both girls over a cliff, killing Liu. Chang survived. Here at home, Troy Bowling is known as very quiet.
Troy comes and goes, and I've never spoke to him. But he comes and goes, and I just assumed it was his work, because a lot of people leave the state and work elsewhere.
He was laid back. I think he played in the band. I think he dated one of my friends. There was nothing remarkable. One of your classmates.
Brittany Tice-Lickey went to Allen Park High School with Bowling. She hadn't seen him since graduation, then saw news footage of him being arrested for the attack in Germany.
None of it fits. I would have never in a million years thought. Never. He was just quiet and laid back, and he was never disruptive, nothing.
Two more things to tell you about all of this. Brittany, who we interviewed there, went to high school with him. A lot of her other classmates chiming in saying there just wasn't anything remarkable about Troy Bowling, and everyone to a T said how quiet he was. Now, Donna, who lives right next door, Kimberly, she says she feels bad for his brother and dad who still live at that address here in Lincoln Park because of all the attention that they're getting. She says they didn't do anything wrong, but international reporters from around the world knocking on that door. It's nonstop. Back to you.
A bizarre story. Okay, we'll continue to follow it. Sean, thank you.
Now to health news tonight. Body mass index, BMI, frequently used to determine if someone is overweight or obese, but there is a new push to change that.
That's right. Even the military is updating how it measures body fat. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to explain what's changing and perhaps more importantly, why it's changing. Doc.
Well, Kim and Evan, body mass index as a concept that is correlating your height to your weight in order to tell when you are overweight, it's been around since the 1970s, and its use as a screening tool has grown. But at the same time, so has our understanding of different types of body fat.
Right now, most doctors in the U.S. screen for obesity by using body mass index, or BMI. A BMI over 25 is overweight, and a BMI of 30 or above is considered obese. Last week, the American Medical Association adopted a new policy on the body mass index, acknowledging significant limitations. For example, BMI doesn't differentiate between lean and fat body mass. Also, not all fat is created equally. Fat around your internal organs and waist causes more problems than fat around your buttocks and thighs. The way fat is distributed on a person's body is also different based on their age, ethnicity, and gender. And increasingly, that understanding is calling for health providers to look beyond the traditional measure of BMI. The AMA suggests other measures of health risk be used along with BMI, like waist circumference, measurements of visceral fat, body composition, and genetic and metabolic factors. Meanwhile, the military has already come up with a new way to measure the body fat of the men and women who serve, and the change could result in more soldiers failing their body fat assessments. Previously, men were measured around their neck and stomachs, while women were measured around their neck, waist, and hips. Now, all soldiers, regardless of gender, will be measured around the navel to figure out their body fat.
Now, the military is also looking at other fancier ways to measure body fat, including a 3D body surface scanner, devices that measure body fat using electrical resistance, and scanners that are also used to measure bone density. Now, all of those are much more expensive than a measuring tape, and frankly, they just didn't offer that much more significant accuracy.
Yeah. Well, even though they're suggesting changes to the use of BMI, does it still have value, that number?
Yeah, so, as a simple screening tool, it actually isn't a horrible thing. It definitely has some value. I think the goal is more that we shouldn't consider it the only tool that we use, and particularly when we know that BMI is limited because, let's say, someone is especially muscular, for example, doctors and other health providers, they should go on to use those other methods.
I gotcha. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Doc.
Well, just after law enforcement thwarted a planned attack on the East Lansing Jewish community, congregants at a Southfield synagogue are undergoing emergency response training. This was already in the works at Congregation Shaare Zedek before the East Lansing plot was discovered. Israel's National Emergency Medical Service conducted the training that focused on what to do in the first 7 minutes after an attack.
I think what's different about this one is that these are the experts coming in from Israel, where they've had, unfortunately, too much firsthand experience with this kind of thing, and hopefully they can give us some new insights.
It is a sad sign of the times, isn't it? The training session was small to allow for hands-on experience. Congregation Sarah Zedek frequently offers training sessions for worshipers.